this like had me in a bad situation. All this going on, and I don't have a record.
Emotionally distressed. If you want a fee schedule, you find a fee schedule inside of my Discord. You can get my Discord from my
Okay, I need to get in touch with you. Whatever I can give you for you to help me, I mean, I'm willing. I haven't been able to find anyone that knew anything that could help me. Just, okay.
Write the affidavit the same way you're explaining it to me. Write it in time frame. Each situation that happened in time frame. And then I will be able to rephrase it in proper words and theories for you to be able to, I will put laws and stuff that could back it up. And then you use that to make yourself a felony complaint. With a felony complaint.
Okay, now, I'm not computer literate like that, so I don't know how to get in touch with you. Can you explain to me what my
All the information about me is on my profile.
Okay, go to profile. Okay, and I'll be able to get back in touch with you, or I could Cash App you, or however we go back and forth to where you can help me.
All of that information is on my profile.
Okay, go to profile. You know how to go to the profile, so I can get in touch.
You just tap that little fox at the top left corner. You go to and you go right there to my profile.
Okay.
You see that? So if you're doing Zelle, the Zelle is the phone number that's on there. And if you're doing Cash App, the Cash App link is there. The Cash App link is Cool Fox. At Cool Fox, the same way you see my name up there, but it's not it's not capitalized. It's just at Cool Fox. Derek, I know I'm breaking up now because I need a charge, so now I put the charger in. It's supposed to be charged. So now
yeah, I hear you.
What's up, Derek? How you doing?
I hear you.
What's up, Derek? How you doing?
Pretty good, man.
So what I want you to do for me, Derek, I want you to jump down. I want you to exit the live and then come back in. Exit the live and then come back in.
All right.
That way it would work. It would work much better. You won't echo. All right, you can take your mic off. Turn your mic back on, Black. Black, you can turn the mic back on. All right, continue saying what you're saying now. So, one of the things you need is your affidavit. That affidavit is going to be the center of every single thing. You got to write down everything that you did.
Text each other.
Right. You'll be able. And now I just follow you so you can be able to text me.
Okay.
You'll be able to write the affidavit, and once you write the affidavit, you don't have to worry about the structure of it. You just need to worry about the date, the time, and whatever it is that they did to you. And how they did it. When they take you from more than 10 feet from where you were standing at, it's effectively kidnapping and called unlawful arrest or unlawful detain.
Okay.
Right. So they unlawfully detain you because what's the reason? You know what's the reason?
They was holding the other person in regards to this shooting that had happened those 3 years prior.
The warrant didn't describe you when they hold you. That's why. That's the reason. That's the reason it was unlawful detain. Right. It didn't describe you. It didn't have you on it. It didn't even have the place that they go to on it. But they have you in their position. Not only that they have you, they search you. So you gotta write, when they write it, you gotta write it in that manner.
Okay.
They unlawfully detain me. And they move me from more than 10 feet from where I was originally standing, make it effectively kidnapping.
Now, is there a statute of limitation?
No.
Okay.
They would say 1 year. That's what they would say. 1 year. 1 year is the statute of limitation. But not after you're showing concurrency of you making efforts. How long ago was it?
2016.
You've been showing concurrency that you've been going through effective trauma for it? Meaning that you're going through therapy and crying about it all this time?
Yes.
You're emotionally distressed? Yes, yes. So now it's still affecting you up until today. Just go and see a therapy and talk to the therapy about it. They can prescribe you something, and that prescription and the discussion that you have with the therapy will be effectively trauma, in which you can use as a suit.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying, right?
I do. So
Because it still affected you today, and it bothered you today. It's still happening today. So this today, from today onward, the year is gonna continue going. They're gonna say, "Oh well, it was a long time ago." No, it's affecting me today, Your Honor. I go to the therapy last week. The pay certain money. I couldn't go to therapy a couple of years because I didn't have any much money. When I have a little money, I go to the therapy, and me and the therapy talk. He can show you his notes. It's still fucking affect me today. It traumatized my kids, and my kids can verify that I keep talking about it. And when my kids say certain things to me, I have to tell them, listen, that this is bothering stuff to me. And the kids say, yes, my mom goes through a lot of stress over this. I have to watch my mom. I have to rub her foot sometimes in the night because she's saying certain things and I don't understand it.
okay. Gotcha.
Because of the trauma, it allows you to sue effectively for emotional damage. But you still have to describe everything that's inside of it. See, my mom is putting it in the live, so you can see what she's writing. And you can go ahead and copy those for your notes if needs be. All right, let me take the since I give you what you need and you want to talk to me later, you can jump down now and I'll go ahead and talk to Derek. Just take your notes right now because I don't want to fool you with too much information, then it will confuse you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much.
All right. Derek, what's good? You can take your mic off.
We'll take the mic off.
Yeah, I was just trying to find out what I could do about the eviction that the landlord filed. I don't have a court date. I have a court date in March.
You have to go in there and put an answer. Now, did the landlord give you give me a second. Did he give you the documentation concerning the lease or the rental agreement? When I ask the person, you can turn off and talk to me. I had to stop it because I wanted to talk and it echoed and was bothering me a little bit. So you can take off your mic whenever you want to respond to me.
No, he just gave me a warrant of removal.
No. Originally, when the contract started, did he give you a lease?
Yeah, he gave me a lease.
And does the lease describe the terms and conditions in there?
Yeah.
Do you have that lease still?
Yeah, it's in the house.
Right. There's things on the lease that you can use and to say that the lease itself had ambiguous statements on it, right? And then you would use the lease to say the lease does not describe anything concerning securities, and you have reason to believe that the information was conveyed and used as a security to file underneath installment payments in which the landlord gained separate currency from the one that which you originally have with him. So, since he's decided to terminate the contract, or the contract is terminated, the landlord has not returned the note that I give him. How long he been in the place? He been there for a year?
11 months.
11 months. 11 months.
Yeah.
So the agreement is for one year, right?
15 months is the agreement.
All right, so the agreement is 15 months. So now what you're gonna do is 15 months. So what you're gonna do is, since it's terminated, you need to see, and you need to file a rescission per se, and you need to get the note back. and the rescission gonna be because of the agreement that you get as ambiguous statements within it. So you're looking for ambiguous statements or fictitious obligation within it, because the agreement does not. You can use the word. The agreement does not stated that he's gonna give me back whatever note after he finish, and I'm not sure because I have reason to believe that he had securitized the contract to generate currency on the installment payments. And for this cause, I want to review his assets and whichever corporation or company that he's tied to be able to figure out how or when did they convey my information. So I'm putting a subpoena ducis tecum in. So the subpoena ducis tecum is now going to help you to track stuff. Many of the courts are not going to try to give it to you, because if they do, some of them would have to make sure, some of them are invested in it, and since they're invested in it, you're going to end up seeing some of the investments, and they can't have that. But once they're not doing their performance, you can effectively put fraud up on the court. But before they can go forward, they need to put a thing called injunction relief. Injunction relief to prevent the judge to order a sheriff to kick you out while you are trying to investigate if or when this motherfucker actually securitized the contract. If you find out that they securitized the contract, effectively figure out that they can securitize the contract and generate the currency, then you're going to put a second documentation called a counterclaim in. With the counterclaim, you're going to put another documentation called adverse claim. Within the counterclaim, you are going to hold him accountable for deceptive practice and material misrepresentation by omission. Meaning, he never told you. The adverse claiming now is to take away the property from him. Meaning, the asset that generated, because he doesn't have rights to it, because he can't be created by fraud and material misrepresentation. Within the injunction relief, you're going to keep the property that you are in. If they do not give it to you within a certain time frame, you're gonna stipulate it that the house is yours. Since you're gonna declare the house yours, you're gonna do a quiet title declaration. It's another document that you had to put in there to claim the property. Once he does not meet the requirement for review of any of the account at a certain time and a certain date, you're going to go into that court and ask the judge for a hearing on the quiet title. With a quiet title, you effectively take that property away from them with the adverse claim, their assets, and you have both you can use to generate currency for your trust if you have created one. All right?
Alright, I wrote everything down. Thank you, bro.
All right, you take care. Book, what's going on, bro?
All right, man.
Book, what's going on?
Hey, how you doing, man? So I had a situation, with regards to the child support hearing, and I put a legal memorandum in the file electronically with the court, and then so I put it on the record with the magistrate. The magistrate said, well, if it's long and drawn out, we don't, we can't. I got to move on to other cases. I said, no, I have to put this on the record because I know that time was provided for my time with the court. So it was a Zoom meeting. I stated what my grounds for dismissal and all of that, but she still said, well, continue paying this because I requested it dismissed because of unjust enrichment of the plaintiff and parental alienation because she had been denying me to see my child for the whole for years. And I finally had put that on the record, but I've already been, arrested a few times. I done had a lot of property taken, but I never took a stance on stating my position on what was going on with the situation. I just never realized all administrative. I just never realized all their administration was just pretty much overseeing an account. So it always appeared that it was personal. But it always appeared when they would send the paperwork to the house that it was, like my daughter's mother was going to the court and doing this. But I requested a claim signed by her, if she was to go to them and say, well, I want this raised or this and that, but she never did. It was all but she never did. It was all an administrative situation. It was all an administrative situation.
Okay, so here's the thing with child support. You gotta go on the state website. Look at the state website for the rights of the parent. You're gonna see the rights of the parent in concern what kind of rights parents have, and it will clearly tell you the rights, right? But this right, certain rights are exclusively to the father. Exclusively to the father. In my Discord, you can go down to the bottom of it, you'll find a dictionary inside of it called Boyville Law Dictionary, all the way down at the bottom of the Discord. You can find the link to my Discord on my page. You copy it, paste it in the internet, then go inside of it, go all the way down to the bottom, and then you will see that dictionary. You're going to look for a few words. One word you're going to look for called father. The other word you're going to look for called fraud. The other word you're going to look for called paternal power. The other word you're going to look for is unenable. The other word you're going to look for is right. That covers natural rights. Right. The other word you're going to look for is called rights. And they're going to look for the section where it said right is perfect and imperfect. That section, they're going to look for that section.
Yeah, so for the legal memorandum, I had to leverage I had to leverage the AI. I stated what was going on. I stated what was going on. And I actually had to put it to word it as a defense. So that was it. I'm gonna go to your. You say go on your Discord. That's what all that stuff is. I'm gonna go to your. You say go on your Discord. That's what all that stuff is. Right?
Yeah, you find a dictionary. You can find it's Boyville Law Dictionary. If you type it in the internet, you find it. Doesn't matter. You can find it in there.
Yeah.
But you find it. You find a dictionary. You look for right. Paternal power, fraud,
okay.
father.
Okay.
What is it, right?
They say that.
I mentioned this, and I wanted to kind of delve into more personal matter, which is property that I've been reside. So,
now they just paid money over here for them.
A situation where
I
heard someone mention how,
I'm sitting in
private property.
Cease and desist and a lawsuit.
So you need to take your property off the market. So you have to take your property off the market so they cannot come on here without knowing. You take your property off the entire grid, and they put it in a trust. That way you can take it. No. When I say take it off, they need to get a loader title. They need to file a suit to take for the loader title.
Yeah, that's what I know.
So that's just it. Once you do that, you take it out. They can't do stuff like that. They don't need for it. It's in a private property.
That's severing all contracts.
Right.
That power of attorney that I have.
Right.
They're getting that.
No, you don't need to send all that. What we're gonna do, we're gonna go to the court and sue them. We're gonna have a different approach about it, because the approach that you take the last time, we want to show them that we have all these documentation that we issued them, and because of all of these documentation and they not respond, they have no rights to the property anymore. So since they don't have the rights to the property anymore, no title, they lost that. You want to take over the asset because you are the grantor. You rescind their contract, meaning that when a contract is rescinded, you got to understand trust law. When they rescind a contract in trust law, the trustee relinquish all property back to the grantor. Yeah, they have no right to come inside their house. Just lock your door and anytime they come inside. Yeah, but when they come to try to do all of that investigation, it's lock your door, they can't. Yeah,
They can't be. Because they didn't already broken in twice.
Yeah, when they come in there, you put a warning trespass.
I had to.
Yeah, warning of trespass. If you come inside this place with property without a receipt, you will get shot.
I'm going to put her on my phone.
Yeah, warning, yes. Faithful warning. And then you make sure you call the Secretary of State and put a public notice on it. Yes. Yeah, when you find the stuff, then we're going to work on that. Now, for your child support, let me give you the reason why I'm giving you this. I want you to learn what those things are. Once you learn what those things are, when you go to the court the next time, they have to prove to you how do a parent who have the rights to look over his offspring lose that right without harming his offspring. Now, all the properties that they say that they took from that you lost, is it because of the child support?
Yeah, cool. Cool.
Blacktopia.
Yeah,
Did you lose those properties because of child support?
Yeah, but you know, I had messaged you about a matter beyond
So you want
that.
Blacktopia?
Can you hear me?
About a matter
Cool.
beyond that. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I tell you what. Let me just send your number to me and I'll call you later.
Okay, that'll work.
Okay, that'll work.
All right. What's up, Summer? What's up? Summer, you can take your mic off and talk.
Hey, how's it going, man?
Yes, what you say was happening to you, young lady?
So I actually got a civil infraction. It's a ticket. It's for parking on the lawn. It's a code violation, and they've turned it into a misdemeanor charge, and have issued a warrant for my arrest. How do I deal with this?
Did you never show up at court?
They said that that I had a court date, but I never got any notice of any court date, and I didn't even get a ticket actually.
Okay, so that's what you call insufficient service process and violation of due process laws. So that's a violation of the federal rules. Go look at Federal Rule 4 and Federal 4, and I think it was Federal 4 or 5, where they tell you how they're supposed to service the process. So you need to take a copy of that, and then you're going to go to Federal Rule 12B, and then you're going to look for the word insufficient service process, and when you find that, it's a civil liability, right? That's what they say, civil liability, right? So since it's civil liability, you're going to go underneath the civil code, so that's on the Federal Rule 12. You look underneath that, you're going to see...
It should be a civil liability, but they have it. They're charging me with a misdemeanor.
Bench warrant.
Misuse of property.
Is it because of a bench warrant, or is it because of something else?
No, it's they charge me with a misdemeanor misuse of property.
Misuse of property, meaning that they park your stuff on the lawn rather than inside the parking lot.
It wasn't even there for long. It was there for a day.
Was it your lawn?
Yes, my lawn.
So, did you sign an HRA?
No, there is no HOA.
So, you say it's a state policy?
No, it's just I just live in a city. It's they don't want us to park on the lawn, I guess. I don't know. I think the city
it's an ordinance. So since a city ordinance, they're trying to give a city ordinance. Ordinances come underneath corporation policy. So you're not cooperating with them. So that's exactly why I'm asking you this question, because I want to figure out what they're trying to give it you. So you got to look and see if it's an ordinance. If it's an ordinance, it's a city policy that you have to sign and agree to that policy.
It's an ordinance. It's an ordinance violation.
So since it's a cooperative policy and that law, right, then they have to show you in court that you are signing and agreeing to that terms and condition on your own property. That's a violation of property rights. You see, you got to look for the Constitution inside that state, inside of the state Constitution. If it's Missouri, Missouri tell you straightforward, and Article Amendment 2 of underneath the Bill of Rights, Article 2 of the Bill of Rights, it tell you right there and then that then you have a right for your own property, enjoyment of your own industry. So this is your property, your industry. No corporate policy can come to take on their right from that and then force you to follow their ordinance. So you got to look and see what it is.
So I would just look up what the property rights are.
No. Look up what the constitutional rights are when it comes to your if they say anything about enjoyment of life, liberty, and prosperity of property, that right there will give you effective rights to not be compelled by a corporate ordinance. You see, since it's a corporate ordinance, they must show you in concurrent where you sign an agreement to it, or you have a representation inside of Congress where relinquish that right for you to subject to that corporate policy. They have to show you that you and the state have some form of political view in which you sign and agree to it to follow the ordinance of the state.
Thank you.
Does it make sense to you?
Yes. Yes, it does.
So, in the same dictionary that I just mentioned to the young man, you got ordinance, and if you read ordinance in there, you tell it right there, then it's a municipal policy. So since it's a municipal policy, it's a corporated policy. It's not law.
Okay, that's where they try to say that it ends, but it doesn't end there. What it is contract law.
Right.
So basically what the cops do is they serve you a ticket and they expect you to sign it because your signature is your consent to that law.
Right. Yeah, I never signed anything, and I don't have. They never issued me a ticket. They issued me a violation, like a, oh, you can't park here.
Right. They don't.
And then I got something in the mail that I had a warrant.
Right. So you have a warrant. You have a warrant without they give you no information prior to receiving the warrant. So that's why you got to make a clear declaration on the court that is a violation of insufficient service process. They never gave you any such document to show in concurrent in with the filing of a case. And they're going to say that the complaint must come with the summons. So there's no complaint, there's no summons. That's a violation under the principle of any court proceedings. If the court issue the warrant, you're gonna tell them clearly in that documentation that the warrant was not sufficient and probable cause was not extended to the court in order for the court to execute any warrant. Any warrant, any unlawful detainment shall be made, both the court and the clerk judge. The clerk and the judge.
The accountability isn't real, though.
Yeah, but it's not real. But it's real enough. Listen, it's not real. It's not real enough. It's real enough when they come to arrest her and analyze her if she resists. That's the point. That's real. But she must make sure she point out the fictitious obligation within the court. I cannot let no one use this phrase, it's not real and all that stuff, and ignore the fact that they will definitely grab you. They've been doing this for centuries.
As an honorable veteran that has served in the military, I know that the lower courts are using military law. So if you're in a military tribunal, like your property to the state, because that's what they do to military people. Your property of the federal government. You hurt yourself, you go to court for it. They're doing the same thing to civilians, and they're not supposed to. And they know it. They've known it for years. They've known it for decades.
It's a money grab.
Because they keep a corporation under themselves. They're not going to hold themselves accountable. I called my attorney general. She just allowed officers to shoot at a guy that stole a cop car. Come on, it's our property. But yet she doesn't have any jurisdiction over the Superior Court or the Somerset County Court judges when she's the state's attorney. How does that work? oh wait, they're a corporation, so they are their own boss. They make their own money and they do their own thing, and nobody can hold them accountable. Not the bar association, because they all work for themselves. When you walk into the court, it is a violation of 241 and 242 for the prosecutor to be the state, because the state cannot be a victim. Any state versus a human, an all caps named person that isn't an incorporated business is illegal, and they've known it's illegal, but they do it anyway because they're British Admiralty and they see us as birthed, and they've been selling us on the stock market, and they've been selling us to the jails, and they've been selling other people money to get their wealth, to get their resources, to steal our resources.
They're all rogues. Now, let's show you how the policy. Let's show you how the
Constitution.
let's show you how the he's breaking up a little bit. So I think I'm talking over him a little bit every now and then, but he's breaking up. On my part, the Constitution is secure the people's rights and interests, and while the Constitution is established, any law that they make repugnant to it is void. Now,
Right, but there's codes and statutes as well.
the state itself been captivated since the 1865. 1865, when they forced the states, all the states, them on the military power, and sit over their affairs. The people can take their affairs back, but they need to form their own government. The people are not forming their own government. So since the people are not forming their own government, they are coming in as a de facto over the people. In order for them to do that, the people have to contract with them, because each state itself must have a de jure government in accordance to Article 4 of the Constitution. It clearly says that the state cannot put another person cannot establish within the state of another state. So since there was a state prior to this state, who is this freaking state right now? This freaking state is erected by the Buck laws, where it's showing you that the state that's over this state is actually a different state, not the original state. In other words, it's a de facto, making the state that's running running unconstitutionally. Seeing that is an unconstitutional factor, you must put yourself as an exempt personnel, but you cannot put yourself as an exempt personnel while you're taking their IDs and their social security number and their birth certificate. These are governmental statements placing their interest in you. You see, if you look at the Department of State website, you will see the Department of State website clearly said that these documents are issued by various agencies and governmental body. It's their statement to say that they have an interest in you. Now you have to declare those interests that they have over you as genocidal.
Yeah, church is part of state.
You have to show it as those things are genocidal. But the reason why I'm here today, I could give you guys a historical thing, but I want to help the young lady to assess the situation that she's going through, rather than give her a vast lesson. I'd rather give her a lesson in the matter that she's going through than give her a vast lesson about everything. So that's what I want. Yeah, I wanted to talk about it so I could tell her exactly what it is that she needs to do within the process. So if you give her some time, let me hear her again so I could tell her exactly what to do within the process. That would be real good. So go ahead again one more time, Summer. Explain it to me so I can give you what you need to do within the process.
All right, so I received a violation. It was just on a regular piece of paper, a violation in the mail that said I can't park on the lawn. I removed the vehicle from the lawn, and they about a month or so later, I got a warrant for my arrest in the mail with a misdemeanor charge for a misuse of property. And that's where I'm at. I've had the warrant now for I don't know.
When the state get involved inside the property, the state get involved in the side of a property, personal property. So you would take the 4th Amendment, and you would take the 5th Amendment of the United States Constitution to void that order out, and then you use the federal rules of civil procedure.
Now, what they're doing now is they're making fictitious warrants to take out of her SSDQ account. That's what they're doing. They're not really going to do anything about the warrant. They're just taking the money out for the bond they just made and served to her.
Exactly what I thought.
Leaving off of her.
So how do I stick it to them? Because they're doing this to the
I was just about to tell you, but I'm just waiting until you finish.
over the place.
I was just about to tell you, but I'm waiting until you finish.
Well, if you want to really stick it to them, go to the Secretary of State and be like, well, I want $200,000 for this bond that you put out in my name, violating my rights. Like I said, I want my court to be constitutionally compliant, which means no search and seizure at the door, no gold Admiralty flags. And if it's not done Monday, I told them that I'd treat them like traitors accordingly. Done. I'm done. I have nothing left to lose. My woman is putting their evilness on me now. And I can't deal with it. I've got nothing left to lose if I get kicked out of here. They've basically taken my life from me, and well, I'm sorry. If you're gonna take my life from me, you might want to stand in my face when you do it.
No, we can do better than that. We can take everything away from them. We just have to show that we have the power and the knowledge to do so. Now, the young lady's case is not hard. What she need to do is put a notice of removal immediately in the court. Why? Because there's a constitution and constitutional rights.
No. You don't understand. With this ban that they put on this app and our free speech, no more. That was treason. Straight up treason from the federal government. Everybody under them has been committing treason on purpose, and they're not going to correct each other. It's one court.
The problem we're having is this, young man. Let me explain what you're having. They cannot go and take no money out when there's an objection on the record. That's the reason why. That's the reason why you have to put it in there.
It's a notice of removal, you said?
You have to put a document in the system to show that whatever they're doing, there's an objection on the market. If they move with an objection and don't address the objection, that's a violation of due process law. You see, you can't. Let me explain what I'm trying to do here. Let me explain. Give me a minute, man. Doing here. I'm trying to hold each one of them accountable, but you cannot tell who can. You cannot tell unless them come forward. You have to let them come forward. In order for them to come forward, you have to give them documentation to chase down. They will show their colors. Once they show their colors, you get their name. Each person's name on that record is valid. Meaning the people of the state can come forth a redress for that fraudulent claim upon everybody's asset. That's the reason why I came out today, just for that purposes.
That's what I'm talking about.
Right, but you have to allow them to actually come forth and put themselves upon the record to behave in an ill manner in order for you to get them. You can't get them because you don't know who they are. Are you gonna fight somebody you don't know who they are actually?
I actually do know who they are. I know that.
So now you know who they are. Why? Because they show themselves up, right?
Right.
So you start putting their name on that shit, then take them to a public fucking trial. Once you put them in a public trial, that's the public now. To give. So, and then while you're talking in the documentation, you make sure you know that the bond is an instrument. You say that the bond is an instrument created in your name, so that's your property. Any use in any market, you have a right to claim it underneath adverse claim. Anyone move forward on this plan will lose their rights to that property underneath adverse claim. So what that will do effectively, any investors who desire to invest in it and see those claims upon the statement, it's going to withdraw. They're not going to generate no currency, and that's what I'm trying to prevent. But if you go there with boisterous words and try to fight, guess what? We don't have guns. Not enough, I should say.
Oh, yeah, that's good. No,
So the
We
plan
don't
is
have military training. We don't have enough, I should say.
look, every game, like,
They won't correct each other, but we can correct them. When they get the public involved, the more the public involved, the more it's going to happen. You have to get the public involved. Every time I request a public inside of a court, they actually dismiss it. The first thing you got to recognize what they did to you, young lady, they did not give you proper notice. That's an insufficient service process. They want to move and issue out a warrant when they never service you right under the what grounds for a warrant? Who you harm? On your home property? The rights of the people be property to be secured in their person, property, place. That's a violation of the 4th Amendment for you to make any laws to tell me anything about my property. How much money did you put in it? Oh yeah, they did put money in it on the market. They invested in it, so they're telling you what they want you to do. It's a mind-boggling thing. So when
you play chess? You know how to play chess? Not no more.
It's been so long. My granddad used to be real.
and you want it to be done swiftly. And you don't take a lawyer. What you do is you just take your time and ask basic questions. You don't need to ask no question that gonna trick your mind into anything. The first thing you need to go, whose property is yours? You have a right to move your car and put it over a certain section for a certain reason to get certain things. Move out of your house. Then you're gonna come and tell me, oh yeah, but just because the car is right here, I'm gonna fine you. What? It's the same for insurance policy. You all need insurance. If you don't get insurance, I'm gonna take your property away, violating the 5th Amendment. How you make a law that surpass the 5th Amendment? If you don't have a license or insurance, they're gonna take your car away. So that's exactly why I came out today, to show you effectively how to make insurance for both your house, your child, yourself, and your car. Through a trust. And how to fund it through the trust. So now, your case, what you need is a notice of removal. And they go to the federal courts, tell them that you don't have the money. They're going to try to look for see if you have the money. If you don't have the money to file for $400, right? The first principle they violate, the 4th Amendment right for the people property. The 5th Amendment right, the government is trying to say that they have a right to tell me what to do on my property. That's what he's saying, without paying me for it. The 6th Amendment, you need to know the nature and cause before they can actually go anywhere, but they put a warrant out for your arrest without actually giving you the nature and cause. There was no arraignment for the court case. How you reach to already putting in warrant for arrest? How you reach to that part? The Constitution requires that no ex facto laws, meaning after this Constitution is settled and done, and tell them it is, you cannot make a law after the fact to come and try to overthrow it.
There's a larger blind spot when you drive this truck. So if I'm backing the truck up, it's like a finger.
So you have to use principle. They're foreign invaders, and they're all using England law that does not work here in the United States, on this American land. It's not theirs. Treaty is the order of the day. How can you come here and tell me that the treaty party cannot use the land? But the first thing you're supposed to know when a treaty is signed is for both parties to use the land freely without war. That's exactly what a treaty does. So how now you're gonna tell me all of a sudden, after a treaty is signed, that I cannot use the land anymore, but you have rights to tell me to use the land? That's what you call manipulation, a monopolization of commerce. And monopolization of commerce is declared to be illegal. How it become monopolization of commerce? Because your government is the only one get to use the land in the way they're using it. And my government, while we are here in the land with you, which you said that equal rights between the three states, the Commerce Clause, every government that's established on the land supposed to be moving freely can do the same thing. So that's why the highway is supposed to be an unalienable right to move upon it. It's law. What they're doing is coercive action. That's why right now, as we speak, Morocco was actually inside of the international convention, saying that we're not going to go through colonization anymore. We're done. Within the 20th century, we're done with that. No more freaking colonization. Colonization is to take a political view and force it on others. This is what is called international and domestic terrorism. So once we can show our people this, and our people come together, sign those a petition, and redress the government, then we can do that. But we can't do it the way the young man was just saying until we come to an understanding. We have to come to an understanding, each one of us. When we saw Summer going to those court and saying, hey, this is public review, we now as a state member or state body or state people should say, hey, I just heard what she said. The law required that. This is fraud upon the court. Come here, judge. Come here, clerk. And then we now put a conference and hold those guys accountable. You got to learn that principle as a part of law. The people can take them to court and redress them as a citizen. Ask them what law allowed them to do so. Didn't the young lady invoke the Constitution? Did you address her Constitution provision? No, if they did not, then that's a violation the two-party must heard. If they try to put you in jail, they effectively deprive you from the right for defending yourself, the Sixth Amendment, Second Amendment. How? Because you must be free enough to move around to investigate if the allegation is factual. You must be free enough to move around to get expert witnesses, get testimonies, investigate to prove your innocence. But when they lock you up, they deprive you from that. So you must put the habeas corpus statement on there and the involuntary servitude, which you're going to put the 13th and the 13th Amendment and Article 1, Section 9, Clause 2 within the document, Summer.
You said,
That's how we got to do it.
Can you repeat that one more time? I'm sorry.
Article 1, Section 9, Clause 2, habeas corpus, and Amendment 13. So for your case, you would use Amendment 13, Amendment 6, Amendment 7, Amendment 5, and Amendment 4. If the state is a party, you're going to use Article 3, Section 2, Clause 2, and move it to the Supreme Court. So you put a motion of removal. And you're going to use that for constitutional privileges being violated and habeas corpus is being trespassed upon. So you're going to show it to the Supreme Court. You're going to file it with the Supreme Court that this is a trespass upon your rights and interests. So you take it straight to the Supreme Court because the state is a party to the matter.
Right. My problem is, right, I hear what you're saying, Cool Fox, and you're absolutely correct. Stay within the Constitution, and you're supposed to be safe. My whole thing is when you go into court, you stand on the Constitution, you ask the judge to show you or to tell you where he derives his power from, and he can't, but threatens to incarcerate you anyway if you don't comply.
that being excessive. You gotta understand this. If a judicial judge do that and he's going according to the law, then he's not eligible for suit. But if it's an administrative judge,
doing it according to the law because he's following a statute. In
that's the reason why I'm saying it to you like this.
Pursuant to the Constitution.
And this is the reason why I'm saying it to you like this. You see, you heard me say it, but you don't understand it. So let me finish it so you can understand it. If a judicial judge did it, again, listen to the judge. It's a judicial judge. If a judicial judge did it and he's doing it according to the law, then he cannot be sued. But if it's an administrative officer judge did this and is moving according to his policy, that's a violation off the bat, and he can sue in his person. So once you figure out what type of judge is it, you will then put a motion to disqualify the judge for bias and over excessive of power. The Constitution requires you to know the nature and cause, and when there's certain thing is not established within the procedure, the judge must declare them in you clearly for you to be able to see it. But beside me of knowing the nature of cause, it is a violation. Also a conflict of interest, seeing that the judge receives his paycheck from the state in which he brings the case and allegation. So, seeing that this is happening, effectively I move to make a removal to the Supreme Court, seeing that the state is party to the matter. Go ahead.
Yeah. I won't refute what you're saying. I need to be in a different venue. That's what it is.
Right.
I need to move it to the Supreme Court. And the problem with the Supreme Court is that they're only hearing 74 cases a year, and they're supposed to hear the majority of these cases that are coming before the courts.
They can tell you what they want. Once the people make a redress for any action brought, they will have to hear it.
In Michigan, we have something called the Court of Claims.
In the Constitution, the court's supposed to open 24/7.
Now, say that again, Cool Fox, because this is what I need to hear.
In the Constitution, the court's supposed to open 24/7.
The Supreme Court.
The courts, yes, the judicial court's supposed to open 24/7 for redressing.
Okay. So basically, I can put it in the Supreme Court Dropbox if they had one.
Right.
Overnight, if I tell you.
Right.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the case I have out of Superior Court. I'm going to drop that, and I'm going to put in the habeas corpus. Wait. I'm going Cypriot. That's another term I'm trying to use. Prison.
Secret prison court.
Yeah, and so that I can be heard by the Supreme Court.
Right, it can be heard by the Supreme Court due to various provisions. One, the state cannot sit over its own matter.
Right, that's 3 Section 2, right?
Article 3, Section 2.
Yeah, got that?
Since it's Article 3, Section 2, the state can't sit over its own matter as a conflict of interest, it's automatically removed.
They don't automatically remove it, Cool Fox.
No, they won't.
When I tried,
They won't. You have to file it within the You have to take the case file, the entire case file, and that's where you have to make your arguments. That's what I'm telling her, to make her arguments on the court. Because once they take the case file, if you don't put nothing in there, the judge is gonna think that, oh well, they're doing the right job, and they're gonna send it back to the state.
Right. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm putting together an affidavit of truth and some other documents here, and I need to file them.
Do you understand what I'm saying, Summer?
Yes, I do. Can you go over the part about the instrument and the bond that they're taking out? Can you go over that in a little more detail?
The bond that's created is created in your name. Seeing that the bond is a financial asset, it must return to you. And anyone use the bond for any form of security or generation of currency will be liable to you. Because the bond is your property. Your property, not theirs. So, why is they going to be liable to you? They use your asset. So what you would do, you prepare yourself to take an adverse claim on it.
Adverse claim. Can you do that in Supreme Court too?
Yeah, you can ask them to make a declaratory judgment for the assets.
Would I make that a taxable event?
If you're not going to take the asset, then yeah. But you're not supposed to pay taxes for something that you're going to take away for somebody that violated you. Now, if you're not going to take it, then you can report it for tax fraud.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was
And tax evasion.
Right.
But when you're taking it away from them, you're going to ignore that part of it. Because now you're going to take any kind of money that they make off of it away from them. That concern everybody that participates in it. Whether they're the director, overseer, underwriter, it doesn't matter. You take it away from them. And one code you use for that is 15 US code 77K.
GFC 77A.
77K as in cat. K. Cool Fox. I just sit there. See the K on my name?
Yeah.
Just like
15 USC 77K.
And this only go in the adverse claim part to show that anybody who's participating in it need to give up them whatever money they make.
Okay, so when we go into reality, we're basically going into reality, then coming back into the fiction to use their laws against them, right?
It's regardless of what you guys are saying, according to statute, it's actually trust laws.
Okay.
But they become fictitious because they transfer into their trust. And they're not benefiting from a trust. And they're using your body to benefit from it without giving you anything for it. Effectively violating any principle of natural laws. The first thing we need to do is show in the writing that you understand the principle of natural law. Whereas I was born to things that was unseen and existed in the things that are seen, created from things that wasn't existed to make that which is now whole before your face. The body within the vessel has a spirit which enlightened the body to be able to walk, breathe, run, and function as any living creature. Seeing that life within the vessel, I am born with the unalienable right to create, procreate, and locomotion. I have the right to all that I created and all that is established here upon this land before me. Being said, come, let's go. You know what I mean? Being said, any man wishes for me to be a subject unto them must show me valuable consideration. Valuable consideration, consider any contract that they give to me, they must show in concurrency in which I benefit from that contractual agreement. For this cause, any contract that doesn't have this consideration is void upon this land. As for any governmental body, the Constitution, supreme law of the land, had secured all rights and interests for me to stand upon this cause, protected rights. I have an unalienable right for the use of my property, such as taking my property and move it wherever it is that I see is necessary, as long as I don't disturb my neighbor. See that my car or my property is non-disturbance unto my neighbor. No one have a right to tell me or make laws to refrain me from doing what it is that is enjoyable for me to do upon my property against my interest. That is considered a trespass, whether it's my government or an individual. The government would have to show in concurrency where do I agree to relinquish this right and what the benefits of it for me to relinquish it. Fuck out of here with your bullshit. Once you can present these things in an effective, articulable way to show that they have no rights to do a thing, then they have no rights to do a thing. Child support. I'm trying to turn my computer on. That way I can give you guys understanding right. I'm trying to show you what I'm saying. Turn my computer on. Alright? Every man have a right to his industry. Right?
Yes, I found out that my doctor is not in until Sunday. And that's why.
He wasn't in, okay. Supreme Court case, right? In other words, because paying court order, child support concurs interstate commerce and obligated parents to depend on the child residing in different states. The underlying support obligation is regulated under the Commerce Clause. All right, Commerce Clause. So that means it's effectively a commerce transaction. Now, let me show you my Discord. It's my Discord right here. This one right here.
Yeah, the same as yesterday.
Yeah, same as yesterday.
And then it go all the way down to the bottom.
We already have carbon.
You find a dictionary right here. You click it.
Yeah, there
You
are.
click. Dictionary should come up. It's a constitutional prevention dictionary.
I want to whip my ass.
Now we talk about unalienable right.
Yeah, I'm gonna focus on.
And we're talking about unalienable right, right? The state of a thing or right which cannot be sold. The thing which are not in commerce is public road. You know why, right? The public road cannot be sold. You cannot sell it to another person. Why? In its nature, it's unalienable. Off the bat. So they devised a scheme. They devised a scheme called I forgot. I forgot. It was right on the tip of my tongue, but I forgot it. Damn. Whew. It was right on the tip of my tongue, but I forgot it. It's a book. It's at a Corpus Juris Secundum. It's considered of the motor vehicles. When you look at the motor vehicles clause inside of it, it shows you that the commerce, the state have to have a valuable interest in it. Now, the interest that the state put in it is taking your car and registering. Now, you gotta understand the principle of registration. An action or process to registering or being registered, right? A certificate that attests to register a person, automobile, etc. The combination of stock, the use or planning or organ. Now, let's look for the word registration. Register. In register is an official list of record. For example, birth certificate, marriage, death, or other certificate, shipping, etc. So in other words, all these are considered to be title or assets. Just notice of all the things that it said. Death certificate, asset. Marriage license, asset. Birth certificate, asset. Shipping, asset. Now, you keep record, right? Just see what it's saying for yourself. The book, record of attendance, and so on and so forth. Particle rates of an instrument, right? Sliding device control, a set of organ pipes, so on and so forth. Now, we need to consider this, right? And the recording situation. When you look at trust laws, right? Does, I'm gonna show you why I'm saying this. Does trust records, trust keep records. So what trust does? Now, so because the government create their own trust, when they actually taking those information and give it to, they're making records for themselves. Now, since they're making record for themselves, you have a right to make that own record for yourself, right? So your birth certificate, the first thing you use is to take yourself out of this. Use Federal Rule of Evidence 803 to make your own record, right? Absence of certain record, public record. But what kind of record you need? They have vital records. You need to make a religious organization records for once, if you want to, which is saying after your church and so on and so forth, or a family history record. And the family history record consider first all of these things that they have in theirs. Now you effectively transfer all of those interests that they have into your own interests. Now you're handling your affairs. That's why I came out and teaching you guys today principle, how you take care of yourself and do your bond to secure your interests. Family records. Now you create your family records. Now you're now effectively not liable to the state anymore. You have your own. You gotta understand when it said records, it's talking about statements of fact. Now if I bring you to this, right, and you look at the government manual on the Department of State website, on a certain documentation identification, such as birth certificate, driver's license, and personal identification, If you look at it right there, what it said, government statements, right? Right? See what I'm saying? So in other words, it's keeping you records of you. So you gotta make your own records and take yourself out of their system and protect your interests and keep your sovereignty under your own principle. Does it make sense to you so far? So you're gonna take your own registry and create those facts for yourself. Effectively remove yourself out of the society and create your own instrument for yourself and generate your own currency. Is it coming to you guys? Are you guys getting it? Come on. We have 34 people here, man. Participate, please.
Yes, it makes sense. Does that go for like your whole family and nobody can touch it? So if you're out of their
because it's not in public anymore, you're in private, you're in a trust. This is your current status. You create your own statement of facts.
And does that supersede any judgment that's already been held by the court?
It supersedes everything due to the Constitution if the court has made anything.
And do you have to go to court to prove it, or does it stand upon creation?
No, it stand upon creation, but you gotta sue them that will try to deprive you of it. Make them come and make a declaration to state. And if they cannot come to prove otherwise, they need to shut them out and move on. You know where I get them from? Let me show you where I get them from. Isaiah 43. You see, people used to say, oh God, this, God, that. So now God is going to come and talk to the people by himself. You see, some people are going to talk shit about God, so God's going to ask him. Right? He said right here, let all nations be gathered together, and let the people assemble. Who among you can declare this? Come on, show me farmer things. Show us farmer things. Come on, man. Come on, one of you. Come on, come here. Let them from the forth come forth. Let them bring forth their witnesses, that they may justify their fucking actions and tell me who they want. Let me hear them and say it is freaking true. But him say what afterward? Ye are my witness, say the Lord. Ye are my servant who I have chosen. In other words, you see these things and knowing these things are happening. The same way you're going to call them up. So everybody inside of your trust and call up and say, come on, let's go to this fucking court. Let's hear the testimony.
So everybody,
who of you among you give birth to his offspring? Who of you can testify that they come from your blood? Who of you can tell me that you have power over them, over me? They are my lineage. And I want you to prove that you have authority over them, over me. That you have chosen to believe and understood that I am what? He who, the God. I am he. That means God is representing himself to be somebody else than from what they're talking about. Before me there was no God formed, neither shall any be after. I, even I, am the Lord, thy Savior. And beside me there is no Savior. I have declared, and I have served, and I have shewed. And when there is no strange God among you, therefore ye are my witness. So I'm telling them, listen, that I, say the Lord, am God. So he's testifying clearly on his own. So everybody must come and come be them witness and testify. Either shut up and let me talk. So when you bring forth the testimony in the court, and you bring forth the people, and you gather them there, everybody in your trust, everybody in your thing, them are going to tell you how they become their citizens, and not your freaking lineage. Or otherwise, they have to face the fact of genocide.
Thank you.
Now watch this. Why do they have to face the fact of genocide? You see, genocide is a peculiar thing. Forcible transferring children of one group into another. My citizens, my people who consider themselves not to be Europeans, or consider themselves to be Indian, although we became United States citizens. If not, then you are trespassing. If you say you are my thing, guess what? You're causing bodily and mentally harm to us. You're not only that, you're deliberately inflicting condition on me. Or life-threatening condition on me. Because now after I set up my trust for my family, you're going to tell me that I must follow you and everything. Fuck off. You're lying. This is up. You have to make yourself available in your own trust. You set up your own document. Bring forth evidence and proof of fact and have testimony, witnesses to testify. And then when they come forth to tell their lies, you ask them, how is it possible? You are white and I am black. My blood lineage cannot come through you. Or you are a corporation, I am living. I'm not talking about this race here. You are a corporation, I am living. How do you give life to me? We give life to you. So when you show that effectively, you know what to do next.
Oh shit.
Just show them the maximum law. The maximum. Phone call because I had a class today. I'm going to jump and go off for it, but I'm going to finish it and show you first in a few seconds. So in 5 minutes, I'm going to go. Thank you guys. If you can tap me up to 30, that would be great. But I'm going to just give this last presentation so you can see what I mean. So, look at this maximum floor right here. Right? This is right here. So, take a screenshot of it if you need. This one right here. This one. Right? The power which is derived cannot be greater than from which it derived. So the United States was formed by the people. Then the United States power cannot be greater than the people power. So power to come forth and ask them for redress, they must adhere. This is the principle of trust law. The grantor of authority over the trustees and the beneficiary can supersede them once the trustees and the grantor has died and his testamentary trust shows that the beneficiary should take hold of the assets.
You just closed that?
If the trust is not made, then the trustee can supersede
why did they send me this?
Well, guess what? That's not law. That's the reason why I have to have certain things in place. Alright, go ahead. One more question and I'll go.
I want to know about like child custody. What can you if you put your children in a trust, you can just take them back?
So you are the grantor of it. The first thing you do is rescind their contract.
Then the court the contract?
Rescind every contract that they have signed. So anything that you sign, you rescind it underneath unconscionable clause. So if the child custody, you take your child and do something with the child. You give them all a notice of rescission. wants a rescission, then they file a claim within the court for deprivation of rights under the cut-off law. You get the international law code. It's called CRC. It's called CRC, International Treaty. CRC, the rights of the child.
Hey, Cool Fox. I filed a F-56, 2848 power attorney, a COL, color of law, and a fee schedule with the Child Support Division, like I was telling you the other day, and they didn't respond back to my papers. They just, again, are, making me or threatening me to attend this hearing come this week.
So you put a notice of removal in federal court.
Can you finish telling me what you were saying? Because I was writing everything down. This is important to me.
So, with a child custody, but they rescind the contracts. You make a declaration with the court. Of your rights and interests in your offspring, and trust assets, and beneficiary. They put the children in the trust and the rights of a parent. They use a thing called parental autonomy doctrine. TRC Treaty, International Treaty, Executive Order 13107, and any provision that falls in the Constitution to hold them accountable, such as Amendment 5, Amendment 6, Amendment 4, Amendment 8, Amendment 9, and Amendment 10, Amendment 13. Article 1, Section 2, Section 9, Clause 2, and Article 1, Section 10. Being that you are the parent for the child and their offspring,
yes.
You make a contract. You can contract with a child to put them inside of your trust. You can hold them accountable for it underneath Article 6 of the United States Constitution. Are you getting this, Kadisha?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
That's how you're going to move forward on that. But you have to write it properly, please.
Okay, do you help with that?
I normally do. It's kind of difficult to just tell you guys to do it because you're not going to know how to do it. And I normally charge $500 for create all cases. It's
okay, that's fine.
$1,500 a charge, and I'll create all the documents you need and give you some advice how to move and what you're supposed to move and what the documents for. But I would suggest just take the advice right now and try to figure out what you're gonna do first, and then draft up the affidavit, because you have to draft up the affidavit, because the affidavit will be the center for documentation. All right, I'll take one more question from King.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'll take one more question from King and then I go. Summer, I think I finished answering you already. Okay, so you already have everything that you need. Insufficient service process for yours.
Hey, Cool Fox, I'm gonna DM you, man. I'm gonna DM you, and if you can just call me or hit me up when you got time. Again, I'd be more than willing to donate for your time, help, and guidance.
All right, because I have a meeting now. To go to. You guys take good care.
Yeah, I'll let you get going, man. I'll DM you.
It's not, I couldn't stay with you guys any longer, but I hope the live that I have this morning, you guys understand it. It's trust laws. You can create your own insurance underneath trust policy. Move and create your own bond. Your bond would be in your trust, and you get the corporation to generate the currency for your bond, making that bond enough for making you be able to insure all your property and your children. All right?
Great stuff.
All right, you take care. One love.
You too. Have a good day, man.
Who I give this to
because you cannot keep pouring into things that you don't get nothing back from it. It's not the intention to get something back from it, but if we don't get results from what we pour into, sometimes it's better to just walk away. All right? God bless you all. Thank you so much. I can't wait to. Wait, Lolita, you got something coming? You do something every Friday or every other Friday?
No, I'm glad that you said that. Because I know that's not really consistent. It's like 2 or 3 Fridays a month, but I think I'm gonna do what you were saying and just pick 2 Fridays a month.
Yeah. So look out for her on Fridays, right? Look out for this man. He does it. He does it every day in the morning. Earl is sporadic, but he might come out 2 or 3 times a day. Earl be on that shit that if he doesn't feel satisfied, he's gonna go on live like 10 times. That's the way he is. You know what I'm saying? So
my schedule is Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. But also my lives go on to my podcast as well. So if somebody misses my live, they can always go to my podcast, Network of Awareness, and they can download it wherever podcasts are played or go right to my website, which is networkofawareness.com. And then my radio show is on 90.5 FM in Brooklyn, and that's every Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
And of course, this is the slot that's usually saved for Mind Your Mental community. If you're not on the Mind Your Mental community, the Discord, Sweet Tea, if you could put a link real quick on the comment. If you're not part of the Discord, you're missing out. There's a lot of good coaches that are learning. We got the nutrition, we got the awareness, we got the self-mastery. To work with you on what you're doing. We'll talk about that in the future. I'm already working with Lolita, and me and Earl been going at it for years. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate everything that you guys have done. And I honestly feel more than satisfied. I am elated that I'm going to leave this conversation with much more than what I expected.
I'm glad that you went live, Arlita, because, when I look at, you're on my live frequently, you're one of my regular panelists, and I'm like, why does he have his own lives? Like, everybody loves being on a panel with you. Like,
everybody says the same thing. Everybody says the same thing. Trust me, they get on me. And the thing is that I'm the type of person that I'm not an inconsistent person. I like to be consistent. So if I'm gonna go half-ass at something, I'm not gonna do it. So I made the commitment to do Mondays at 7:30 at night, and I've been doing the Monumental community for like 3 or 4 years with Teddy. So
just real quick, right? Like the reason why I personally I don't have a scheduled slot or anything. I get in where I fit in, right? You can catch me at any place, right? I tell people even before you even think about following me, just keep this in mind. Especially for the ladies, you got every man out there trying to be your peace. I'm trying to be your problem. I'm standing out. You feel me? So, and what I mean by that is, if you know the type of content I put out, if you only come to that space if you want to be challenged. If you're looking for somebody to pat you on the back and pander to you and everything else, you got a million other spaces to go. But if you want to challenge your own thoughts and see if you can get some validity out of it, if you want somebody that will openly disagree with you out of love and challenge your thoughts so you can see if it holds up or it has some substance to it, then come to my space, because that's what we do. Like, I know a lot of people say, oh, that's toxic and this, that. But it's mental exercise. Like my brother said, we travel in spaces with people that disagree with us, not with people that agree with everything that what we're saying. You know what I'm saying? We get that mental exercise. So if you want to get your mental workout on and catch 7 laughs in the process, then I'm your dude. Right? But if you're looking for somebody to pander to you, sip to you, or even to the men, if you're looking for somebody to reinforce a bad behavior, just that ain't me. That's not me, bro. Like, for real, I'm not for everybody. I'm not palatable for everybody. But once you understand my thought process, you can have fun with it. I'll be the bad guy. So I'll leave y'all with that.
And I think the issue, Cherry, is it wasn't necessarily that it was you. Is that it's like early in the morning. It's like about 9 o'clock. Every time you say something, somebody's arguing with you. And I'm like, I can't start my day off this way. Like, I need my mind. I can't do this. So that's the issue. Go
to his live. Lolita, go to his live in the morning. This man speaks so calm and so slow and articulates his words so well that you're like, you know what I'm saying? In the middle of a sentence, I can speak really fast and then catch myself and slow down a little. You understand what I'm saying? So, again, like what he said. Not every space is for you, but don't be so predetermined to think that a person is an asshole just because they're talking
I
about
didn't
something.
think he was bad. I just like, man, every time I come in here, somebody's arguing with me. He's the common denominator. He's the common.
Earl's a good dude, but he's an asshole. He's an asshole.
I wasn't saying that. I was just like, man.
I'm gonna say it because he knows it comes from love. Because if I didn't think highly of the man, I would never join his spaces. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you gotta be that dude. Sometimes you gotta be the bad guy. He said it like 10 times during this live. Sometimes you gotta be the bad guy, and if you're not willing to be the bad guy, in other words, worried about what other people are gonna think about you, you're never gonna get to the root of the problem or to the result ever.
Thanks, guys.
If I could say something else too, if anybody likes like music, especially like hip hop music, like the real hip hop music, consciously, and poetry. We do that on my lives, and we do it on my significant other's lives. She has the Conscious Poetry Club. She's actually in here. Her name is Angie, at Angie. So follow her as well. That's my beloved light. And we do these Conscious Poetry Clubs. We're going to do one tomorrow at, I think it's at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll do the Conscious Poetry Club. So if you want to follow her, I'm a poet, writer. So we recite a lot of different poetry, sometimes even songs. And it's not even just reciting our own poetry like I do. There are people that will come on there and recite poetry from actual poets throughout history, that their poems that really resonate with them. So if that's something anybody's interested in, you can come to her live as well.
Is she still here, or can you write a comment, Angie, so that everybody can like quickly follow you? Because I don't know how to navigate you TikTok, I'll tell you.
I don't know if she's going to be able to because she's preparing a cake right now.
Oh man, I like cake.
Yeah, she makes some really good yogurt cake.
My daughter makes yogurt bread. I don't know how she does it, but thank you for that information. I'll make sure that I spread the news on that. And again, thank you so much, man, for coming in here. And sis asked the question before she came in. She goes, "Is this just men talking crap, or can women come up here?"
I didn't say it like that. But I mean,
if you stick around long enough on my lives, we usually end with some poetry or something. I usually recite some poetry, or I'll play a song that I did. So, because I have a Unity Conscious community of musicians and artists that I'm bringing together, so we can collaborate on songs to put out on social media.
is there a comment in there that she made at any point over that you know of, your lady? Because if you can just respond to the comment, we can see.
Can you put her name with the at sign real quick?
So it's at Angie, and it's the Conscious Poetry Club. I put that in there.
That's awesome.
Pull up 10 million people at Angie. We're trying to look at that.
So she could use more followers and more participants in her Conscious Poetry Club.
All she has to do is join one of my lives, one of Lolita's lives, and believe me, it'll take off. Like, I was in we have someone named Tamika at Elysium. Like yesterday after your live, I went into her live. We got 100,000 likes. We had 936 people live. That never happened before. You know what I'm saying? And it's a collaboration of people pinning. The mods are very important in your lives. If you want to make results, your mods have to continuously pin comments, because I'm gonna be honest with you. There's nothing greater than for me to write a comment on somebody and they pin my comment and go, "Oh, I saw my comment," and then you know what that does? That keeps people engaged. So again, thank you so much for coming up here. Now I have to do some real life stuff. Yes, I do have a real life. I don't live on TikTok. But again, I want to thank you guys. I'm going to end with saying this one thing. Everybody always asks God for help, right? But you only talk to him when you need something. When is it that you just talk to God and say, "How you doing?" When is it that you say to God, "God, how you doing?" When do we ask God how God is doing? We take it for granted that everything is okay. But if God made us in His image, He has emotions also. Let's get this right. Okay, so once in a while, ask God, "God, how you doing? Send me a sign. Is there something I can do for you?" Stop asking for things. Sometimes just be thankful. Sometimes you wake up grateful for what you have before it gets taken away. Because you don't know what you have until you lose it. Don't be that guy. So with that being said, have a great day, have a great night, have a great weekend, be safe, lead with love, and let them show you if they're even worth it. I hate to say it that way, but lead with love. They're gonna show you if they're ready for that love, but don't get mad at them. It's not your time. That time will come back, okay? So have a great day, everybody, and blessings. Let's go.
Her life in a girdle or in a form of garment that kept you in and held you together. They all lived in that manner. The big old torpedo bras, they were called law and line. They all had that type of womanish put together. And I was the golden child. I freed myself from that. I didn't want that to have to prove or to have to say that was who I was. So I was the only one that didn't go through that. And then after my mom seen the truth, she stopped pushing and putting herself up and holding and cutting off her circulation. And we all were free women. We were free. Look at there. Red Robin came to my window. Man, I know I'm Cinderella. I know I'm Sleeping Beauty. I know I'm a princess to my estate, to my bloodline. I know I'm the queen now. I'm the queen of diamonds. I'm the queen of hearts. I'm the queen of spades. I'm the queen of the club. I know. That's why I operate like this. I know.
Things just fine. Every time you talk, it always down my arms. And I'm pretty sure it was another guy. One day I was on here and he was speaking the exact same thing. It's you. You just walk in and baby, walk in the glory. Here. Here. A lot that need you, and I'm one of them. I'm definitely one of them.
My God, my God, my God, my God.
I know it. In the run of the family, they think I was gonna make it, all that kind of stuff. Like, so many things, and I'm still here. I'm still here. You talk to me on the back end, and you know, like, really, really know me, and I appreciate your time, your patience, and I also want to take this time to shout out the other two that the man upstairs, my Heavenly Father, told me about, 999 Ether.
Ashe.
Lindsay Wall, that's my girl.
Ashe.
Love them. You guys are on the same page. I just wish, this is just a personal wish of mine, that everybody would just get together on one accord.
Yes.
And help us all, because we need it. All this attitude and fussing, arguing, we want to be better. We're all in the same damn boat.
Agreed.
But we all in the same boat. Just trying to do better and have something and pass it on to the next generation. And it's going to take matriarchs and I don't know what you call the guys, but it's going to take us all to help get them where we need to be. So just thank you guys for this. Just allow me to even speak that, I just love it. I'm right here. I ain't going nowhere. I'm gonna tell you.
That was beautiful, and thank you for that. Thank you for that deposit. And that's the truth. That's the truth. Just know I value everything anyone says. I value you. I appreciate your knowledge. I respect your trial and error to get this right. I appreciate it. Don't look at me as a form of competition. Don't look at me as anything other than me. If you know all this shit is fake, why would you think I'm your enemy? I'm not. And I don't know who feels like that, but whoever does, I'm making a proclamation. That's not what it is. I'm rebutting the presumption. And that's not what you should assume. Because I'm not keeping nothing, not even from you. Not from the white tea people. Everybody who heard my voice in the last 3 hours have now been put on notice, and it's been publicized. The law, IRC code, and the documentation that supports it. If that feels like an enemy, please go and get some help. Somebody help me. Go to where you trust. But this, to feel like this, and to catch the same spirit that people are lied to be summons on in my own church, is why I started my church. This is why. I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that nowhere else. But I feel like I'm in the air with my feet crossed, Indian style, levitating. That does it for me. And that's how I feel. Like, man. Having that baby girl. 31,000 likes. 10 minutes we hit the 1,000. 10,000. Every 10 minutes they go up. Y'all do it the fastest for me, and I appreciate that. I do all that I can and the best to provide content that you can use, not sell, but use. That's the thing, I'm not even selling it. That's the thing, I'm not selling it. I didn't sell not one document to Miss Linda.
Let me bug you.
It ain't no bug, it's a briefing.
Exactly.
See what I'm saying? It's a news briefing, it's an updated information, it's a download that I needed and I need to receive. And now she's in a place. It's in a place to be able to do exactly what she's doing, and is at a pace that she chooses. I did not make her do it upon a time frame. I did not insinuate she must do this, she must do that, and intervene in her personal time.
That's why I love it. Oh, thank you. Like I said, the 3 that I mentioned, and you and
my Lord,
you guys give the information out. It's for the person to either, how they say, comprehend, ask the questions, and get it. But you guys give the information. You give it freely. That's the part. You come on TikTok. I'm not real good with all this technology, but I'm learning it. But you guys, you really give this information. All people got to do is open their eyes. That's it. That's the bottom line. Open your eyes and do the work.
it's a
That's all I know.
The 28. Man. That right there, that's love right there. You know what I'm saying? That's love. My. That is love, you hear me? Love. Whew. I'm just full. My spirit is full. My cup running over of knowledge. To know the series of 1120 had even these forms. You see this? These are the non or not so common forms used because it attaches a treasury trust. 501A or 501D, 1A, is a treasury trust. That is non-taxed. I done did the research, over-research, that when I hear it, I know what it means and how to decipher it. I done did the research before I needed the information. It's not your business. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody got to deal with none of this shit. You cannot believe it. You ain't got to like me or none of that shit. Just stay out my way, man. Because I can fucking post the CRD number. I can post the repository depositor motherfucking number. And I know you niggas don't know what the fuck that shit mean. I know it. Well, who would have told you though? Instead of keep gatekeeping the shit. And this the shit that says you qualified and no longer a child to deal with your own affairs. It ain't just the foundational paperwork. You got to evolve still. You still got to evolve. You want to ride around cold. The entertainers, they're doing this for the entertainer. The entertainer don't know how they getting this goddamn money or how they getting a Maserati or a motherfucking Lamborghini. They don't know what they did to get the shit. They just said what they wanted. The motherfucking people in the back filled out this paperwork. The motherfuckers ain't withholding agents for their social security number. They gotta tell somebody I want this, it costs this much. They gonna withhold it. In their motherfucking treasure. And now I'm one of them, bro. I'm known all across the motherfucking world, dog. I'm one of them. Without them, nigga. Without. Right?
That's it?
Yes. And paperwork that we put over to the side is the
not refiling search. It doesn't say eviction search. It doesn't say we're doing an eviction search. It says that they're doing a premium net.
That picture really was me. That picture ain't nothing but a screenshot of the video I just showed you, okay? That picture is nothing but a screenshot of the video I just showed you. Yes, it'll be with the order. Okay? So we only letting 4 more people get it for that price. I think a lot of y'all are scared to check out. Y'all better beat them to the checkout. If y'all want to go get it. Because this special about to be over. And I can't be on here for a long time today. Because I have to go pack orders. So make sure you beat that special and get this for $11.99. Get you a few of them, okay? Get you a few of them, okay? Get you a few. Get you a few. And they do work for all hair types, all nationalities, men and women, okay? So go grab you some and use it correctly. Use it 2 to 3 times a week for up to 60 days, okay? And we're gonna count down these last of the last. We're gonna count down these last and last, but I'm only letting 4 more people, so make sure you go grab you some. Make sure y'all go check out. Make sure y'all beat them to the checkout. Go make sure you get you a few of them, okay? Make sure y'all get y'all a few of them, okay? And we gonna pop it off like that. Just buy it. Okay, so I'm finna do another buy 2 get 1 free for 5 minutes because I want to speed this up. So anybody that buy 2, I'm finna do another buy 2 get 1 free for 5 minutes, okay? So anybody that buy 2 on this live is gonna get the 3rd one free. Set a 5-minute timer.
5 minutes, counting down.
I know y'all like deals. Anyone that buy 2 will get 1 free for the next 5 minutes because I know y'all love deals.
I would do something that would.
Apply yourself, get a nice firm foundation underneath your ass, and then you can sound off like you got a pair. Because the bark, and they will know by the ferocity in your eyes that you ain't fucking around. Alright? So anyway, when we come back, I just wanted to explain that part of the whole court system, banking system. I'm going to take a little break here. My voice is all fucked up. Take a little break here. I hope that was enlightening for you guys. I hope that appeases the ones that said, can you stop going live during crackhead? Go live during a decent hour. I hope this was a decent enough hour for you. Put the crackhead hours on the weight burner for now. When we come back later on, possibly today, I'm not going to guarantee it. Let's put it this way. If the good Lord have it so, I will see you guys later today. If the good Lord will it, okay? And we'll start talking about Lehman Brothers Bank, cartel, and stuff is not relevant for you guys to even know. He's, again, operating in the public using the UCC, and what Coral Collicott's pointing out is the UCC may be very, very, very detrimental to you because the banks can't do business with American citizens. So under the UCC, you're engaging in a commercial covered transaction and dealing with American citizen. It's a little bit different. Coral Collicott, if you go onto Facebook, I've encouraged everybody to go check out his Facebook page. It's pretty amazing. I don't know that he's going to get back to you or anything, but I think his page is open to the public just like mine is, and be polite and respectful in there. You know, I already had some people get a hold of me and go, oh, he kicked me out of his kid. Don't go to somebody else's page and try to start a bunch of shit because you think you know something. All right, let me just put this into perspective, by the way. Let me just put this in perspective. Coral Collicott works with a former clerk and absolutely decimates fucking banks, by the way, on foreclosures, on repossessions, on alleged loans. And in fact, if you go and read his page at one point, he will tell you, the clerk of the court for the Supreme Court's like, we just can't fucking lose. I mean, our batting average is 1,000. We just can't miss. We could close our eyes and throw a long dart in the air and still fucking win. In fact, at one point on his wall, he expresses how the Supreme Court said that he watched an attorney go in and try and argue against Coral Collicott's work, and the judge said, if you ever bring that trash into my courtroom again, I will sanction your ass. Don't you ever come that again. That's how powerful his paperwork is. And he gives it away for free right on his Facebook. Or at least gives you enough that you could construct your own, which is pretty badass. All right? So, his name is C-A-R-L. His last name is C-O-L-L-I-C-O-T. And I have a shit work posted on my Facebook wall just as of recent over the last, 4 or 5 days? That's why I haven't been able to sleep. I've been reading all his work. At first I started out trying to disprove it or discredit it. Couldn't do that because, and really I had a motive for disproving it and discrediting it because I have been using the FTC, the FDCPA, the CP, I've been using all that. And then once he started in his post showing that that's still commercial, it ground my gears a little bit. And I was doing everything in my power to prove that. And for 3 hours, I literally tried to disprove everything he was saying by going and looking up what he was trying to find a chink in the armor, or maybe he just misunderstood and it's not being presented properly. And then after 3 hours of trying to thwart what he was saying, I finally had to fucking jump on board. And at that point, I just started reading all. It's fucking brilliant. Last night I went through his entire Facebook wall. I read every comment. I read every fucking post. I went all the way till I think his Facebook wall allows you to go all the way, if you're not one of his friends, all the way somewhere into the beginning or the end of 2022, the beginning of 2023. And I read every motherfucking post, and they're long, but they are fucking good. And if you're dealing with banks and you want to be truly free, because remember, freedom's about liability and accountability. So if you really want to be free, financially independent, it's about liability, accountability, and responsibility. Learning banking is a must. It's an absolute must. And so when we come back, we'll hit this next section here. It deals with mortgages and stuff, although the way that the CPA looks at it versus the way what Carl Collicott is showing are apples and oranges, guys. Apples and oranges. He's showing the congressional intent. He's showing Bank of Settlement saying that all these banks are foreign and they can't even do business with us, by the International Bank. The International Bank of Settlement is saying that they can't do business with you guys, or they can't settle the accounts with. Okay, there's rules and procedures, and so they're all international banking. And the Congress is saying, well, if you're doing international banking, you can't have a deposit account for an American. You can't have statements and shit being issued to the Americans inland, domestically. Only if they're external, outside of the United States, can you extend them a loan. Well, ain't none of us go outside of the fucking country to get a loan for a fucking car, did you? Nope. So guess what? You can destroy the ideology that there was a loan. I'll read through this again. I'm not sure that I want to even share this part with you, because this comes from Gene Keating, who is a brilliant CPA, had his master's degree, all that good stuff. But CPAs, again, look at it different than what Carl Collicott is showing us. And I'm telling you what Carl has changed everything for me as far as banking and the public sector. Now, in the private sector, dealing with trust, there won't ever be anything that changes my mind on that. Handling trust, I'm going to tell you right now, what Carl Collicott is showing is the public, okay? But on the private, converting and being the trustee relationship, you have the highest equitable claim. So either way you go, you can't. But you have far more to gain, in my knowledge and experience, but as far as proving the bank can't lend money, the bank can't operate in the United States, the bank can't issue real estate loans to you, okay? That's so powerful, guys. So fucking powerful. So thanks again for all your prayers, love, wisdom, all the kind words, all the fuck yous, all that great shit. The good, the bad, the ugly. I like it all. I take it all. I enjoy the. Thanks for joining me. I look forward to seeing you guys, if the good Lord have it, later on today. Good Lord willing. And you guys all be blessed and have the rest of your day. All right.